2019 has been very busy.
It's been a very busy year.
2019 was a year full of stories, some good, some not so good.
It was like a roller coaster of stories.
2019 to me was a very pivotal year in the city of Dallas.
We're not going to leave any stone left unturned.
Police across Dallas and Collin counties are worried they have a serial killer on their hands.
He's under arrest in jail on $1 million bond, and we are just learning about a possible string of crimes targeting the elderly. Billy Chemirmir, 45, is accused of capital murder and attempted murder.
So I got a call from a source saying, "You're not going to believe this, but we have a serial killer, and he's been killing elderly people." And that was shocking at first, because at the beginning we thought that there were maybe only 2 or 3, and then we learned that there were dozens.
In Dallas alone, our initial estimates is over 750 elderly females that we're going to go back and review those cases.
Police say they're looking into this man, Billy Chemirmir. For years, he's been posing as a home health care nurse or maintenance worker. They believe he's been attacking and possibly murdering elderly women and stealing their jewelry. He would take a pillow and suffocate them. So it was hard for the medical examiner's office to figure out that there was a pattern, that he was suffocating these elderly women.
It seems clear based on what we know that he was banking on them not doing full-blown autopsies.
These are the faces of some of the women police believe were victims of a serial killer. Norma French was 85 years old. Doris Gleason was 92. Phyllis Payne was 91 years old. Phoebe Perry, 94. I mean, it's pretty horrific that a man would go and kill elderly women, vulnerable women that they just couldn't even defend themselves, and he suffocated them and he stole their jewelry. I mean, that to me is incredible. And so many of the families weren't sure because it looked like they had died of natural causes. So for some of these families, they didn't know for years. These are the faces of 8 victims that lawyers say died at the hands of a serial killer in a swanky, high-priced assisted living facility.
The horrific thought of what their loved ones went through the last moments of their lives when a stranger who is roaming around what's purportedly a safe and secure facility.
A lot of times our reporting, we find the loopholes in the system. And what we saw in the Chemirmir case is a gaping loophole in the system where he is allegedly able to kill all these people and it go unnoticed for years. We really don't even know how many victims there have been. I think, the true death toll very much remains to be seen.
I mean, it wasn't like they were ill. These women were still thriving when they were killed, but they just looked like they died of natural causes, so there was not a lot of suspicion. 2 years later, her daughter says she was shocked when a Dallas police detective called to say they thought Phyllis had been murdered by a possible serial killer.
It was heart-wrenching to find out that she had not died peacefully. It's very heartbreaking.
And that's why this story is so significant, is the magnitude of the pain and sorrow he caused so many victims and their families. Last night, before she was murdered, her daughter says Phyllis hosted a bridge game with her friends.
So my mom was one of my very, very best friends. We talked every day, and I miss her a lot. He's going to be among one of the worst serial killers in our nation's history.